Guten Tag, meine Freunde. Oh, what am I saying? This is the Timex Marlin Automatic, a 60s derived watch. It's an automatic watch with a Miyota 8215 movement, an exhibition case back, massively domed acrylic crystal, date window, silver tone dial, leather strap with Timex written on it, little Timex written on the buckle. It's really simple. It's a really nice little watch, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So, as I said, this is a fresh take by Timex. It's a brand new watch. It's a fresh take on their 60s Marlins, which you may or may not know about. Inside there's a 21 jewel automatic Miyota movement. So, you know, it's not a fantastic movement. It's not the most beautiful. However, it's still really attractive. I like it. I like to look at it. And the rotor is loose. I mean, not loose. It's perfectly fine. It rotates really well. It's very good at winding itself, which is a good thing. It doesn't take much of wear it on the wrist for a couple of minutes and off it goes. If you want to, you can hand wind it. It's got a hand winding movement, but it's not hacking. So you pull the crown out all the way, and it doesn't actually stop the second hand, which is fine. Push it back in, it's not screw down. It's got 30 meters water resistance, so good for doing the dishes. I take it off if I go to the pool. We do have this acrylic crystal, which is definitely worth looking at in more detail. It's really beautiful. I think it's fantastic. Look at that. Look at the dome on it. Absolutely glorious. And it's acrylic. Some will say that it's mineral crystal. It isn't. It's definitely acrylic. So that's good. I like that. I think if it gets a little scratch, I can polish that out with my Polywatch, and it'll come up good as new. I like a nice acrylic crystal. Plus, it's in keeping with the style. Let's have a little bit of a play with the ruler, shall we, and see what dimensions we're talking about here. So the width of the watch is 40 millimeters. So it's quite large. In terms of a vintage watch, but obviously it isn't a vintage watch, it's vintage inspired. 40 millimeters. It looks fine on the wrist. I'll show you in a second. I think because the dial itself is smaller than the watch. Obviously, it's the dial itself is like 34 millimeters. Let's have a look at the overall height of the watch. So it's 13 millimeters. 3 of which is the dome, the domed acrylic crystal. The lug width is 20 millimeters, lug to lug 47 millimeters. Right, I'll put it on my wrist and you can see what it looks like. I've got a 7.5 inch wrist, so relatively large, but I personally think this watch looks perfect on there. This leather strap, I usually immediately take off straps of my watches and put them on my preferred choice. This is really nice. I really like it. It suits the watch perfectly. It's lovely and supple and nice and strong, and it keeps the watch on my wrist perfectly. The keepers are nice. They stay in place. I'm a big fan of this strap, and in fact I'm a big fan of the watch. It's one of my favourites. Really nice. What else can I tell you? What else would you like to know? I can't hear you. Oh, of course I can't hear you. It's YouTube. I think I've told you everything. It comes in lots of other different colours from Timex. There's black, there's gold, things like that. Oh, it has got a bit of lume. I should tell you about the lume, shouldn't I? A tiny little bit of lume on the minute hand, and on the hour hand, nowhere else. And you can make it out in the night, just about. It's not super bright. That's everything. That's everything I can tell you about this lovely little watch, of which I am a big fan. If you would like to see more reviews of watches, I also do reviews of EDC gadgets and knives and things like that, then please subscribe. I'd be absolutely delighted. As I said in an earlier video, if there's not many of you subscribing, I'd be perfectly happy to pop round, do your dishes, cook you some dinner. Maybe we could go out and see a show. If there's a lot of you subscribing, obviously I won't be able to do that. But let's just see how it goes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.